Recently, I took my 2 classes of 10-year-olds, my 5th grade art students, to the small medieval cathedral town and fishing port of Frombork in the north of Poland. Together with 2 of my teaching colleagues, we led the students through a series of learning activities that integrated art, science, and Polish history learning. Our first activity was to observe and discuss the monumental sculpture of Copernicus by Welter, a giant bronze created in 1973 that is, I think, one of the best monuments to Copernicus in Poland. Frombork is where Copernicus lived and worked, and where he developed his proof that the planets revolve around the sun. Before drawing the sculpture, I asked the students to stand in front of it and assume the same pose as Copernicus in the sculpture, observing all the details. One thing we observed is that although Copernicus looks as if he is gazing out across the horizon, he actually has his eyes closed. What might this mean? What might he be thinking or feeling? When we close our eyes, when we assume the pose, what are we thinking or feeling? Towards the end of the day, we went down to the coast. There's a beautiful small molo or pier that curves out into the shallow waters, and the students were asked to walk along this and find a place to sit or lie or stand. And there we closed our eyes and experienced the environment through all of our other senses. The students found this moment on the pier so memorable it was one of their top experiences for the day. How do we express in images the feelings and sensations we have during such quiet times of contemplation? This video explores the ways artists create a sense of meditation, calm, stillness, and stasis within their pictures. Now, if you're new to my channel and you enjoy this video as you are watching, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos about artists, art methods, and lesson ideas. Certain structures and shapes can help us achieve feelings of calm, contemplation, and stillness. The key is symmetry. Shapes balanced either side or above and below the center line. A central circle, a cross, and parallel lines or stripes. A geometric arch or a cluster of arches creates serenity too, like in this 15th century altarpiece by Piero della Francesca. Pyramid forms made from equilateral triangles, as in the geometric female torso by Malevich, or the yellow, black, and white tondo by Carmen Herrera. A diagonal cross creates balance, like that created by Stella's squares, Ramsay's blue and brown crossroads, and even the angles created in Gertrud Arndt's photo self-portrait. Combining structures amplifies the sense of stability and calm, like in Kvik's Virgin Incarnated and O'Keeffe's Pink Moon and Blue Lines. A very popular stabilizing structure is the grid. You can create many variations of grids so long as your lines are parallel to the edges of your picture. Even complex pictures with many objects can evoke stillness when the objects are arranged within the symmetrical structure, as in the still life pictures by Morandi and Braque. It's fun to spot these structures on your own. Try it the next time you're in a gallery or scrolling through artworks online. So far, we have only talked about structures and shapes. What about color and tonal values? Color is a powerful tool when creating calmness, stillness, and quietness. How? One way is to use color harmonies. What are harmonious colors then? If you're using pure colors, harmonious colors are those that are related to each other. They sit next to each other on the color wheel, like oranges and reds, or greens and blues, or yellows, oranges and reds. And if you create pale tints by adding white, or if you dull your colors by adding gray, you can use a greater variety of colors because reducing each color's brightness also reduces the contrast between each color. For instance, muted blues and dulled yellows will suddenly become harmonious with each other. Now, the same ideas work for monochrome pictures. For instance, only using browns or only using grays, you can create a sense of stillness if you tone down the contrasts between each tonal value. That is, by mixing the tonal values so that they are all quite similar to each other, you create a harmonious overall effect. But let's say that you do want to use very vibrant colors and bold light and dark values. Let's say you want very striking contrasts. How do you also create a sense of balance and stillness? How do you stop the contrasts from being so energetic that the viewer's eyes just bounce all over the place? It's tricky, but it can be done if the structure is strong enough. Many artists will choose a very strong symmetry based on an obvious center line, making the left and right-hand sides of the picture, or the top and the bottom halves of the picture, something like mirror images of each other. This can also be done with a central pyramid structure or a circle structure. Another strong structure artists will use is a grid, where the grid lines are parallel to the sides, or where the grid forms a perfect diagonal cross. Let's recap. We've talked about 4 ways of achieving stillness or calm or serenity in our artworks. The structures we use, the shapes we use, how we mix our colors, and how we control our tonal values. Thanks for watching.